Lolly Nan and the Two Scary Foxes, a fairy tale by Kaiser. Once upon a time, there was a kind boy called Lolly Nan. He was on the way to see his sister Oka, when he decided to take a shortcut through the big forest. It wasn't long before Lolly got lost. He looked around, but all he could see were trees. Nervously, he fell into his bag for his favorite toy, Flower. But Flower was nowhere to be found. Lolly began to panic. He felt sure he had packed Flower. To make matters worse, he was starting to feel hungry. Unexpectedly, he saw a scary fox dressed in a blue t-shirt disappearing into the trees. How odd, thought Lolly. For the want of anywhere better to do, he decided to follow the peculiarly dressed fox. Perhaps it could tell him the way out of the forest. Eventually, Lolly reached a clearing. He found himself surrounded by houses made from different sorts of food. There was a house made from carrots, a house made from muffins, a house made from pizzas, and a house made from fruit gums. Lolly could feel his tummy rumbling. Looking at the houses did nothing to ease his hunger. "Hello," he called. "Is anybody dead?" Nobody replied. Lolly looked at the roof on the closed house and wondered if it would be rude to eat somebody else's chimney. Obviously, it would be impolite to eat a wall house, but perhaps it would be considered acceptable to nibble the odd fixture of League of Odd Fighting in the time of the need. A cackle broke through the air, giving Lolly a fright. A witch jumped into the space in front of the houses. She was carrying a cage. In that cage was Flower. "Flower!" shouted Lolly. He turned to the witch. "That's my toy." The witch just shrunk. "Give Flower back!" cried Lolly. "Not only your Nelly," said the witch. "At least, let Flower out of the cage." Before she could reply, two scary foxes rushed in front of footpath of the other side of the clearing. Lolly recognized the one of the blue t-shirt that he'd seen earlier. The witch seemed to recognize him too. "Hello, Big Fox," said the witch. "Good morning." The fox noticed Flower. "Who is this?" "What's Flower?" explained the witch. "Oh, Flower will look lovely in my house. Give it to me," demanded the fox. The witch shook her head. "Flower is staying with me." Excuse me," Lolly interrupted. "Flower lies with me, and not in a cage." Big Fox ignored him. "Is there nothing you trade?" he asked the witch. The witch thought for a moment, then said, "I'd like to be entertained. I realize him to anybody who can eat a wall front to door." Big Fox looked at the house made from fruit gums and said, "No problem. I could eat an entire house made from fruit gums if I wanted to." "That's nothing," said the next fox. "I could eat 2 houses." "There's no need to show off," said the witch. "Just eat 1 front door and it'll let you have Flower." Lolly watched, feeling very worried. He didn't want the witch to give Flower the big fox. He didn't think Flower would like living with a scary fox, away from his house and all his other toys. "You eat this wall house," said Big Fox. "Just you watch." Big Fox pulled off a corner of the front door of the house made from muffins. He gulped it down smiling, and went back for more and more and more. Eventually, Big Fox started to get bigger, just a little bit bigger at first, but after a few more forkfuls of muffins, he grew to the size of a large snowball, and he was every bit as round. I don't feel too good," said Big Fox. Suddenly he started to roll. He'd grown so round that he could no longer balance. "Help!" he cried, as he rolled off down a slug into the forest. Average Fox stepped up and approached the house made from pizzas. "I eat this whole house," said Average Fox. "You can watch." Average Fox pulled off a corner of the front door of the house made from pizzas. She gulped it, smiling, and went back for more, and more, and more. After a while, Average Fox started to look a little queasy. She grew greener and greener. A woodcutter walked into the clearing. "What's this bush doing here?" he asked. "I'm not a bush, I'm a fox," said Average Fox. "It talks," exclaimed the woodcutter. Those talking bushes are the worst kind. I'd better take it away before something gets hurt." "No, wait!" cried Average Fox, as the woodcutter picked her up. But the woodcutter ignored the cries and carried the fox away under his arms. Average Fox never finished eating the front door made from pizzas, and Flower remained trapped in the witch cage. "That's it," said the witch. "I win. I get to keep Flower." "Not so fast," said Lolly. "There is still one front door to go." "The front door of the house made from carrots, and I haven't had a turn yet." "I don't have to give you a turn," shouted the witch. "My game, my rules." The woodcutter's voice carried through the forest. "I think you should give him a chance. It's only fair." "Fine," said the witch, "but you saw that happens to the foxes. He won't last long." "I'll be right back," said Lolly. "What?" said the witch. "Where's your sense of impatience? I thought you wanted Flower back." Lolly ignored the witches and gathered the hefty pile of sticks. He came back to the clearing and started a small campfire. Carefully, he broke off a piece of the door of the house made from carrots and toasted it over the fire. Once it had cooked and cooled just a little, he took a bite. He quickly devoured the whole piece. Lolly sat down on a nearby log. "You failed," clacked the witch. "You were supposed to eat the whole door." "I haven't finished," explained Lolly. "I'm just waiting for my food to go down." When Lolly's food had digested, he broke off another piece of the door made from carrots. Once more, he toasted his food over the fire and waited for it to cool just a little. He ate it at a leisurely pace, then waited for it to digest. Eventually, after several sittings, Lolly was down to the final piece of the dough made from carrots. Carefully, he toasted it and allowed it to cool just a little. He finished his final course. Lolly had eaten the entire front door of the house from carrots. The witch stamped her foot angrily. "You must have tricked me," she said. "I don't reward cheating." "I don't think so," said a voice. It was the woodcutter. He walked back into the clearing, carrying his axe. "This little boy won't fair and square. Now hand over flour, or I will chop your broomstick in half." The witch looked horrified. She grabbed her broomstick and placed it behind her. Then, huffing, she opened the door of the cage. Lolly hurried over and grabbed flour, checking that his favorite toy was all right. Fortunately, flour was unharmed. Lolly thanked the woodcutter, grabbed a quick souvenir, and hurried on to meet Oka. It was starting to get dark. When Lolly got to Oka's house, his sister threw her arms around him. "I was so hurried," cried Oka. "You are very late." As Lolly described his day, he could tell them Oka didn't believe him. So he grabbed a napkin from his pocket. "What's that?" asked Oka. Lolly unwrapped a doorknob made from muffins. "Pudding," he said. Oka almost fell off their chair. This is the end.